The emergence of machine learning is not a technological accident. It is the endpoint of a long philosophical trajectory. To understand what artificial intelligence is, one must first understand what it replaced. By reducing geometry to a finite set of axioms, Euclid helped establish a vision that would dominate theories of intelligence for centuries: cognition as a mechanical route from representation to justified conclusion. Descartes relocated the Euclidean search for certainty into the thinking subject. Beneath the flux of experience, he sought a point from which every judgment could be justified. Leibniz took the dream one step further. If reasoning followed rules, why should disputes remain unresolved? He imagined a universal calculus in which thinking itself could be expressed symbolically and settled by calculation. Kant interrupted the dream without dissolving it. Euclid sought certainty in demonstration. Descartes sought it in self-consciousness. Kant sought it in the conditions that make judgment possible. The transparency they desired could not arise from calculation alone. It depended upon a conceptual framework capable of sustaining the unity and objectivity of experience. To know oneself as a rational subject was therefore to stand within the categories that make justification possible and prevent judgment from collapsing into mere arbitrary association. The analytic tradition and logical positivism attempted to pick up both threads. If the mind structured experience through categories, and categories were expressible in symbols, then meaning could still be reverse engineered, traced back to its logical origins through careful symbolic analysis. Intelligence is still defined by clarity, even if outside the mind. Quine dismantled the map. His holism showed that no proposition carries meaning in isolation. Statements face experience only as a corporate body. There is no privileged foundation, no atomic unit of meaning to be recovered. The route back to origin doesn't exist, because origin was never singular. What remains after Quine? Pattern without ground. The statistical paradigm of intelligence takes this seriously. There is no axiom to start from, no subject to anchor meaning, no origin to reverse engineer. There is only distribution, the shape of language across an enormous corpus compressed into weights. Intelligence, reconceived, is not derivation from first principles. Intelligence, reconceived, is no longer the derivation of conclusions from first principles. It becomes inference from everything at once. This is the map before the algorithm. The story of how philosophy progressively surrendered the assumptions that once made the classical dream of intelligence possible: fixed foundations, transparent subjects, privileged origins, and auditable chains of justification. What emerged in their place was something stranger. Neural networks do not begin with meanings. They do not begin with axioms. They do not begin with certainty. They begin with correlation. And yet, from billions of adjustments across enormous landscapes of data, they produce something that increasingly resembles what previous centuries sought in logic, metaphysics, epistemology, and philosophy of mind. Not the realization of the old dream, its inversion. A form of intelligence that arrives without first knowing where it came from.